You're listening to Short History Shorts audio, where history speaks louder than images. Khafre, son of the great pharaoh Khufu and successor to the builder of the Great Pyramid, stands as one of the most enigmatic rulers of Egypt's Old Kingdom. His reign, placed during the Fourth Dynasty, is most famously tied to two monumental achievements, the Pyramid of Khafre and the Great Sphinx of Giza. Yet while the grandeur of his pyramid is dwarfed only by that of his father, the mysteries swirling around the Great Sphinx, its age, its face, its purpose, have elevated Khafre into a near-mythic figure whose legacy has sparked debates for centuries. Let us journey back to Egypt's Golden Age to explore the story of a king who followed in the colossal footsteps of his father and may have ordered the carving of one of humanity's most iconic statues from the bedrock of the Giza Plateau. Khafre, also known by his Greek name Chephren, ruled during a time when Egypt was flourishing politically, economically, and religiously. The centralized monarchy had achieved mastery over labor organization, stone-cutting techniques, and architectural ambition. He was the fourth pharaoh of the Fourth Dynasty, likely ruling for 24 to 26 years in the mid-26th century BC. Although records of his reign are sparse compared to later dynasties, the grand scale of his building projects provides a compelling window into his power and vision. His mortuary complex is second only to that of his father's, and yet it is arguably better preserved, complete with causeways, temples, and valley structures that form a seamless religious and political statement. The centerpiece, of course, is his pyramid, rising to 136 meters when completed, giving the illusion that it was taller than Khufu's due to its location on slightly higher ground and its still intact casing stones near the summit. The complex reflects a king deeply invested in the cult of divine kingship and the solar religion that had begun to take hold during his father's time. But Khafre's true claim to enduring fame lies not just in his pyramid, but in the adjacent colossus, the Great Sphinx. This mysterious limestone figure, with a lion's body and a human head, is carved directly into the bedrock and sits guarding the causeway to Khafre's pyramid complex. Most Egyptologists agree that the face of the Sphinx bears resemblance to Khafre, and that the alignment and architectural relationship between the Sphinx and Khafre's Valley Temple support the theory that it was built during his reign. The sheer scale of the Sphinx, measuring 73 meters long and 20 meters high, suggests a ruler who wished to project divine and eternal power through symbols associated with the sun, the lion, and the pharaoh's divine essence. The Sphinx may have represented Khafre as a living image of the sun god Ra, combining human intelligence with animal strength. Some have argued that this hybrid symbol was a declaration of kingship itself, a ruler who protects and dominates yet watches over the land with wisdom and vigilance. Despite its grandeur, the Sphinx poses more questions than it answers. Unlike the pyramids, it bears no inscriptions definitively linking it to Khafre, and later pharaohs, including Thutmose IV, took credit for its restoration and linked themselves to its mystique. This ambiguity has opened the floodgates to alternative theories. Some argue the Sphinx predates Khafre by centuries, even millennia, based on geological weathering patterns. Others believe it may have been an older lion statue recarved into Khafre's likeness. While these fringe theories remain unproven, they highlight how the Sphinx has captured the human imagination more powerfully than almost any other artifact of ancient Egypt. It is not just an icon of ancient architecture, it is a riddle in stone. Khafre's reign, like that of his father, emphasized the pharaoh as a living god, the direct intermediary between the divine and mortal realms. His mortuary cult remained active long after his death, and his pyramid complex continued to draw priests, rituals, and offerings throughout the Old Kingdom. His artistic legacy also set new standards. Statues of Khafre seated on his throne, flanked by the protective god Horus, show an aesthetic ideal of Egyptian kingship that would echo for 2,000 years. These images cemented a template for divine rulership, a still, eternal figure embodying Ma'at, or cosmic order. Yet for all his grandeur, Khafre remains partially obscured by the very shadows of the monuments he left behind. His actual burial site remains unconfirmed, and his mummy has never been definitively identified. What survives instead is the mythology. A builder king whose image may gaze eternally over the desert from the face of the Great Sphinx, a monarch whose architectural vision helped define the Egyptian landscape, and a ruler whose silence in the historical record has only amplified the aura of awe surrounding his reign. As long as the pyramids and Sphinx endure, so too does the mystery of Khafre.